So this is where Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid hid out for a while. This place is a tiny hole in the rock.
Ride on, Jewel. Let your spirit be free with the wind at your back.
Hey, I told you I knew where I was.
Sing loud, Jewel. Let your heart be your guide in the depths of the thunder. It's your rant and your ride.
Alrighty, well, from Ash Canyon, Creekside to Jacks Valley Road Trailhead. This is Clear Creek, one of Clear Creeks. There's two Clear Creeks. So this Clear Creek goes up this side, Jacks Valley side. There's another one that goes up on the Carson City side by Costco. So, you know, I'm at least gonna ride up to the, I think, I'm gonna ride up to the tree line where the trees start. Over there, you can see the trees. I might go to Knob Point, okay? So Knob Point is 6.5 miles, which would give me 13 miles round trip. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Come on, I wanted to resume. Okay, so I wanted to do that. So basically it's 4 o'clock, sort of. So I know there's yeah, okay. I think I start this trail off different every single time I come in here. Maybe. Maybe not. No, I think I'm on the right one. Okay. So see, I've never done, well, I've done that on my motorcycle 30, 40 years ago. But I need to do that on the mountain bike across there. I don't think it goes very far, but used to ride my motorcycle over there. Before they had single track motorcycles, they were motocross bikes. You were just using them like single track bikes. You know, on-off throttles. Off throttle, falling on its face. On throttle, massive wheel spin. Yeah. And then KTM changed all that. See, that just jammed my wrist, right? So the front tire slid out. I don't know. That's what I was trying to prevent. It's just like, bam, there you go. And I don't know, I might lower my front tire pressure, you know, it's like, I don't know. I need to maybe just shut up about tire pressures, but shoot, I want to cuss right now, but shoot, that hurt. That's what I was trying to avoid, just slam dunk. Shoot. So Knob Point, (6.5 miles). I was trying to watch one of my old videos on this ride, and I came across somebody else's. He was out here in the early morn and did the ride up there and back in about an hour and 45 minutes. Got chased by dogs right through here. It's like, yeah, he was, I mean, he was yelling at the dogs and probably cussing, but he was really nice about it. Cause I'd be, wringing some dog's neck. You know, I love dogs, but yeah, if they're gonna chase you and be biting at your feet, and the owners are just kind of like, oh, sorry, yeah, I'm gonna be like, collect your dog now, or you're gonna be picking it up from the veterinary hospital. But you know, he was power riding early in the morning. That sounds like a really cool time to ride, right? I'm always out here in the evening. I think last time I was out here, I brought the China bike, which was fun, but I totally went the wrong way. It was a pretty hilarious video. I was up there by those rocks. There's a trail up there, you can kind of see it, but I legit thought I was getting on this trail and I just missed my turn, so it was higher up. It's hilarious, bro. I was way up there. I'm like, okay, dummy, you're really not even close. And there's one sign out here that totally confused me because the sign was backwards. So if you were coming from Jacks Valley Road, there was nothing on the sign. It just looked like a post. But if you're coming down out from this way, then you can read it. It says Clear Creek Trail. This one. Yeah, this one. Right? So if you come down that way, it doesn't tell you Clear Creek Trail this way. So I went that way. they need signage on both sides of that post. You better run, squirrel. You're not a chipmunk, you're a baby squirrel. So I mean, you know, according to you mountain bike guys, I'm cheating, right? I'm on pedal assist for us old guys. We like that. I already went and rode one trail over at Ash Canyon. Now I'm over here riding this trail. And then after that, I'll go ride Genoa. No, I don't know. Just kidding. But you can do that, right? You can ride all the trails in one day on a pedal assist bike, because you can cover ground. And you still burn the amount of calories for the more calories for the same amount of time that you do on a legit mountain bike, because you cover more distance. So a mile for mile, you'll burn more calories on a legit mountain bike, of course. But time for time, you'll cover more time and get in more exercise on the pedal assisted bike. Yeah, Clear Creek Trail. Yeah, my front is, I mean, it's kind of soft sand here, right? But my front end's sliding out every turn. And I don't think it was doing it that much when I had it down to 10 pounds. I just think it stuck better. More tread pattern on the dirt. Because I've felt it slide out at least 3 times here now. And that one time that jammed my wrist, that hurt. That wasn't even fair. You better run, squirrel. Why aren't you up in the trees? Why are you living in the desert? Not a very smart squirrel. So I mean, the guy was, he was booking on his mountain bike. I mean, I was watching him. He slid out quite a few times on this trail too, but you know, he's running 30 pounds, I bet, in his tires. He's not running 20 or 15. But he went through a couple of corners and slid out pretty good. But he was making time. He was doing this ride, putting this ride in before he had to go to work, which is the kind of stuff I used to do when I was in my 20s and 30s. I would go do a 35-mile mountain bike ride before work. See if I can do this without sliding out and busting my butt. So I didn't remember where Knob Point was when he on his video he said I'm riding to Knob Point, so it's actually pretty far. I mean, 6.5 miles, that's not very far, but when you watch the video you're like, wow, that's pretty far, you know. But the video, you know, like I said, it took him an hour to get there, and then it was 44 minutes to get back. Hopefully I don't run into somebody bombing this. But there was nobody down there. That doesn't mean nobody's on the trail, because people ride from their houses over there in Jacks Valley. But I'll have to run out here some morning. Some early morning, see if I can train some dogs. Yeah, I got chased on my motorcycle back in the day on the XR 400. Yeah, we were doing some single track. It was mild single track, sort of, to an extent. But we got attacked by 3 dogs. And we're on single track trail, and we couldn't get away from the dogs. It was a pit bull, a border collie, and some other mud. But the pit bull was biting at everything. It was grabbing the front motorcycle tire. It was biting at our boots. When it figured our boots were too hard, it started going for our thighs. After that, I started carrying a hatchet on my motorcycle. I'm like, yeah, we're not playing with wild dogs. Yeah, it's pretty sandy up here. You can see there's been quite a few mountain bikers here. Now this is the tree line, right? That's where I thought the guy was gonna ride to. I don't even know how far this is in yet. Okay, but yeah. All right, so camera battery died. I was talking to a dead camera. I don't know why it died so fast. That was kind of weird. I mean, sometimes I make long videos and I don't even know it, but... And then I was getting a home SOS message, which was false. But anyway, so I've been stopped for about 15-20 minutes, and we are about 1.25 miles from Knob Point, I guess. Boy, someone rides as bad as me. They're all over the trail. It's like, it looks like they almost went off a couple times. Looks like me. But anyway, so I was kind of timing it to see what an e-bike would do. I mean, you know, it's going to be good, but I just wanted to see, because that guy was cooking on his mountain bike, right? I mean, he was kicking butt, so. And I know legit mountain bikers, they can really make some time. So I just wanted to compare. And I'll be slower going back because I won't ride as fast as that guy was riding. You know, because me, I'll skid out and then I'll crash and slide down one of the sides of these hills. And I'll be like, oh, post injury number 2. But anyway, we're close to Knob Point, I guess. Pretty close, a mile or so. Let's see how far. Still about a mile and a half. Yeah. I thought it said a mile and a half back there where I stopped, but nope, it's about a mile and a half from here. So anyway, this is a really cool, flowy trail. I thought I remembered rocky stuff in it before, but I haven't gotten to any rocky parts yet. I thought there was one section that was like rocks you had to navigate, but we'll see. But it looks like this trail's been getting used up on the weekend. Looks like it's got a lot of traffic. Just like that. These cranks are so freaking long. Dude, you just hit the side of the uphill and it pitches you off the downhill. You're like, dude. So you have to ride like the edge of the downhill. You know, where it wants to skid you off downhill. Because I swear, these cranks are about 1 inch off the ground. Need to get shorty cranks. Make it harder to pedal up stuff, but who cares? At least I won't be beating everything. Gee, I'm afraid to get over there, and then you're hanging on the edge of this trail over here. It's like, what the frick, dude? That's why I see probably those tire tracks looking like they're almost going off the edge all the time, because they're doing the same thing, beating their cranks into the side of the hill. Here we go, beat your cranks. But, you know, basically you could figure this, you know, you calculate it to be a 2-hour ride, and then, of course, fast guys can do it in an hour and a half, hour, 15 minutes. But it's a nice 2-hour jaunt. You know, I'll get up here and turn around, get back to the car by 6-ish, 6:30. Because I'll probably have some of my jerky up here. A couple bites. Just a couple. Then when I go home, I put it in the fridge because it likes to grow penicillin. Still tastes good with penicillin on it, but okay, so we're at Knob Point. Like I said, I stopped. Okay, so we stopped for at least 15 minutes. And I got up here in 50 minutes. So 15 minutes, 50 minutes. You know, it took me 35 minutes on the e-bike, e-assisted, and I wasn't going fast. I'm not fast. So compared to a regular tough guy who kicks it hard on a real mountain bike, you know, he did it in an hour, I think he said. And I did it in 35. Okay, building new houses down here. Pretty soon they'll build houses all the way through the valley up to Tahoe, up to Spooner. Yeah, I miss the old days. So I'm pretty sure I didn't record much of this coming up because I didn't realize my camera was off. And you've seen it all before. I've already come down at least 1.5 miles to 2 miles, but we've got probably 4.5 miles left. Somewhere in there. Maybe five miles. But anyway, there's some sections up here I was hoping I filmed on the way this way because they were really cool. You know, sometimes things looking really cool one way don't look so cool the other way. And you know, back there, one section that was really sketch, really narrow, and it almost looked like somebody probably was riding a China bike and they weren't pedaling that area because it was so sketch, but they were just twisting the throttle and spinning the rear wheel, you know, to get up that hill, because it was kind of trenched out. It's like, okay, shouldn't be trenched out if you're just on there with mountain bikes, but you know, if somebody's twisting the throttle on a China bike. I don't do that on my China bike. I don't just sit there twisting the throttle, spinning the rear wheel. You know, it's to finesse the wheel. If you got to get over rocks or get over an obstacle or bypass a place that, yeah, you might have a lot of trouble pedaling. You know, a real narrow, sketchy place, but you just don't sit there and burn the rear wheel off. But anyway, I'm not saying that's what happened. That's what it looked like. I'm like, why is this all trenched out here? And it's in a very sketchy place. Because I couldn't pedal through it. I had to kind of, push myself through it. I was like, I ain't trying to pedal through that trench and go off the sketchy part. Couple of little tight switchbacks. Woohoo! There's the view. Nice. How about having a house right here? Yep, I'm really slow on switchback, slow. Yeah, I saw that one guy, he's just skidding his rear wheel around the switchbacks. I'm like, holy smokes, like this one, just slam and go through, whip his rear end around. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that, sorry. Just one fluid motion. I did that when I was 8 years old on my Stingray. Okay, I'll turn this back on when it gets to the... There were some really cool places. Maybe it'll look cool on the way down. Bridge crossing. Yeah. Gee. I just really smacked that thumb again. Dang it. Shoot. Okay, well, I think I might change to my other wrist brace. It's got more thumb support, and this is kind of smacked my thumb pretty good when I slid the front end out. It just kind of jabbed it. Yeah, the good thing though, this whole trail up to Knob Point is 95% smooth. A little bit sandy, but just smooth and flowing, which is really cool. Smooth and flowing. You know, you got to be careful about washing out your front tire. But you got really good views down into the valley, but you got some kind of cool views on the trail. I think they look better going up than they do coming down. I mean, I went through one section, I was like, whoa, this is really awesome. And then I figured out that my camera was dead. Ow, ow, that's rough. People slamming on their brakes there. Oh no, corner. Okay, second bridge. Whoa. Yeah, all the way. Okay. So yeah, I really think that like going up the other way is better scenery than going down. That boat's landing on my face. Quit landing on my face, bub. Okay. Oh, big squirrel. That's a squirrel that would steal your nuts. It's probably packing. Yeah, I'll probably have to come and do this trail more often just because it's so flowy. It's really fun. You know, the Ash to Kings is fun, but very rocky. There's not very many smooth parts. The part going down from Kings Canyon has some smooth, you know, switchback, kind of like this, but yeah, not as smooth. I think we're exiting the tree line. Pretty close here. Yeah. think I gotta change my brace. This is okay. Ah, dang it. Ah. Yeah. All right, we're leaving the tree line. Bye-bye, woods. Back to the desert. And the sand. Woo! Okay. Now to stop back there, change into this other wrist brace, which, yeah, feeling much better now. The other one I like wearing, it gives you more mobility, but yeah, once you smack my wrist around a few times, it's like, okay, gotta go put the big dog on. Get the big dog on. But that's really, this is a, ouch. Okay, pay attention. Can I talk and pay attention at the same time? Obviously not. Okay, so this is just really a flowy, smooth course. I think I'll come over and ride it more because it's a little farther from my house. You know, it's south. Very south Carson, out in Jacks Valley, so I mean, it ain't that much farther than Kings Canyon or Ash Canyon, but this thing is smooth, you know. It didn't really beat me up too bad. I just slid my front end out in that sand and it jarred my wrist, that's all. Very cool. And I like it, you know, that it's dual terrain, right? So you go from desert and then the trees and then back to the desert. That's what's cool. That's what's cool. That makes it epic. Okay, that word's overused, so that makes it supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Extra on the docious. But yeah, going up, the scenery's better. I don't know why, but coming down, it's good scenery, but going up, some places felt kind of majestic. It was really awesome. So this is where Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid hid out for a while. This place is a tiny hole in the rock. Very flowy, very fun. Hey, Jackrabbit, I saw you. I usually don't notice anything but the trail, but I saw you sneaking. And then the more you ride it, you know, you pick good lines without sliding out. I know the guy who got chased by the dog said it was like 2 years since he rode it, so you know, it's probably been 6 months maybe since I rode it. And I think I came up here on the China bug last time, maybe. I'll have to look at my videos. But that video was totally hilarious, dude. I was lost. Even though I hiked this so many times with my sister, I actually just blew right past my turnoff. And you could take that back there where the sign is and just go straight over the hill, and then it's a steep downhill. I think that's why they made the switchback trail, so you're not just pedaling up the steep uphill and going down the steep. So they kind of went around the edge of the outside of the hill. Alrighty, well, you know, this is pretty much the end of the ride. It's just gonna do this for another quarter mile maybe, or less. I'm almost to a car, so I guess we'll shut her down. We're above Jack's Valley. This video is already gonna be over an hour, or an hour long, because Clear Creek and then up here all in one video. So yep, I might make 2 videos out of it, so, because nobody likes to watch long videos, right? I do if they're good, and some of them are really good. Some people really know how to make interesting long videos. Not me, of course, but whoa, I didn't see that. All right, so Getting close to the bottom, close to the bottom.